how we choose our themes and how we choose our topics, we try and go for the challenges that we go through as a startup movement ourselves, and in seeking knowledge and seeking those that can guide us and that can share valuable insights that can help us to tap into opportunities. And we kind of like what OP shared down in Bloemfontein last week when we launched that Bloom. We thought, let's have the same keynote take place here in Polokwane. We're hoping that it's going to be valuable. And as you're sharing the conversation online, remember to use the hashtag #PLK. If you're following OP, his hashtag, his Twitter handle is @Mohloboloko. You can also tag at the hookup there. OP, you're there. So, like Love was saying, we were in Bloemfontein last week. We're launching for the first time the same way that we're launching in Polokwane tonight. And it was quite nice with the guys from Bloemfontein talking about the kind of business that we've been starting and the kind of age that they have and the vibe that's going on down that side. I think our expectation was that we're going to rock up there and nobody pitches, you know? Bloemfontein, Russell, all the guys know about entrepreneurship. You know, when I go get there, we probably sit around one table with 5 people, you know? And we're shocked, you know? What we expected, how many people there? How many people do you expect to watch? You know? And yeah, 60 people brought up in numbers, you know? And that was nice. I think it proved to us that young people are out there, are getting the lead, are doing something about their lives, and coming up with innovative ideas. They really engage in one another, contribute to one another's growth. That was nice. The same thing when we came down to Polokwane, we came up with a project called the Startup Bootcamp. First time something that we're doing as a kickstart, so we're bringing in young entrepreneurs in 2 days to work with them on how to work on their ideas, give them the skills, the tools, and the techniques on how to pitch, for example, how to seek funding, for example. And we knew, because tonight we were launching the hookup dinner, you know, we're going to get the right amount of people, but also the right type of people, with the right type of energy. And I think you guys, you know, pitched up. You know, I thought we would just, you know, postpone this thing and go to coffee and just chill by the bar. That's how many people I expected, you know. And by the way, this is home. And my problem is, well, let's be those of you guys that are doubting me, you know, you don't get high. So staying by not school very too much, and I'll find my way home. School very too much, I can't fit high. It's got so much to do. I can even walk home. Right? But I think you guys have done very well. I think for the first time, bringing the work in Polokwane, you guys have done well. So hopefully, you know, going forward, we'll see some amazing young entrepreneurs coming from this side of the country. We've had Lyle, she's a former Kickstarter, she's sitting on the side. She was the one that was asking too many questions. And then we've got Nam on the other side, and Naz leather jacket there with the husband. I mentioned husband somewhere. So we see. So those are some of the guys that will come to the hookup dinner. The SAB Kickstart last year, and attended the SAB Kickstart training for 14 days up in Joburg. And some of the guys that attended the Startup Bootcamp today and yesterday by Limpopo guest manner are here. And I think all the pitches that were done today were the guys that we were working with today and yesterday. So not too bad, yeah. We're not there with the likes of other provinces like KZN and Cape Town. But it's going to take some time. You know, it's going to take some time. I think I'm happy to have seen guys from Goa, guys from Guyana, guys from Venda. So, you know, bar for the guys, and it's a bit far out. So that really says a lot about how they feel the hookup to come to Polokwane. But mine is short. So mine is short. I've been asked to come and talk to you guys. So if I'm sitting on the other side as a corporate person looking to accept you, give you contracts or fund you, what are some of the things that we're looking for? You know, what are some of the things that we're trying to, you know, spot? What are some of the things that are making us decide a yes or a no? Yeah? fair enough? And most of you guys, pitched here, you asked a question about, 1,056% ownership, and somebody said they don't need us. So I was like, okay, right. So why do you pitch if you don't need us? Right? So it's almost like going to a meeting with the SAB or as a private equity or an angel investor, and I say, okay, fine, I like your idea, but I've got $1 million. I need 90% stake in your business. Yeah, no, I don't need you. I can do this thing by myself. So what is the point of us meeting? I thought you were asking for money. What were you pitching for, right? But it's quite fun. I think some of the things that we actually look for, right? And especially for products like in Bobo, there's always this perception that the guys are all entrepreneurs. And I think it's a fair perception. And over the past 2 days, what we've been working with the guys is to kind of challenge everyone and say, let's not stretch our minds. Let's begin to think beyond what we already see. When we started imagining life after 50 years from now, what does Limpopo look like? And how are young people going to tap into the gap between now and the 50 years from where we are? Does it make sense? We've got a huge agricultural sector in this province. Are young people of Limpopo taking advantage of that? But fundamentally, what we're sitting on the other side, we're looking for guys who can innovate. But not just innovate for the sake of innovating. You've got to own the innovation. You've got to own the innovation. The people who export innovation, who come up with things from Taiwan, who come up with things from Japan, and they just facilitate. And it's always been a difficult thing for us to say, okay, do you really then own this thing? So you've got to own that innovation. And I think you guys, more than other provinces, we've got a huge delta to really innovate. So we're a little more a bigger challenge than other provinces, like Gauteng. So you guys are still really, something called factor economy. So you guys, some of the sectors are really still low compared to other guys. But let me just talk about things in a very testing way. I think from the pictures that came here, it was evident that people loved what they do. I think there was no fake that we saw tonight. And what's important as an entrepreneur, if you're coming or speaking or pitching or doing whatever it is, that's got to show and be clear. You have people who fake what they do, because there's money. And that goes along with what identifies you as such a part as a personal, and as an individual, as an entrepreneur. So you've got to have your personal brand. And that comes with the passion and the love for what you do. And it becomes quite clear. Some people speaking about, you're selling emotions or something. I think I was speaking to something of that sort. When somebody speaks passion, you can see. And when patient speaks, I can see agriculture with their smile. Yes, there's agriculture with their smile. So you end up, backing her and agreeing and giving her content because you see she's passionate about this whole thing. And you can't fake it, by the way. You really can't fake it. But passion alone is not enough. Passion alone is not enough. Innovating alone is not enough. You've got to be able to be, solving the problem. If you're not solving the problem, if you're not speaking to pain points for customers, for clients, for suppliers, for partners, if you're not speaking to the pain points, that is back to square one. You've got to be able to be solving a problem. But solving a problem alone is really more challenging for you as an entrepreneur. If I'm sitting on the other side, do I give my money? You say, look, I'm solving this problem, but it's a problem of integrated transport system in the province. If I'm coming from Impala, another one's coming from Venda, another one's coming from Guagua. So where's that integrated transport system? And I want to ask, so the solution that you're coming up with, or the service that you're coming up with, if you're saying it's solving that problem, it's innovative, I want to ask you, so how are people then living as we speak today? So what are their options? And people say, look, it's innovative, we've got no competition. It's innovative the first time you've no competition, are you sure? There's nothing called I have no competition. There is nothing like that. Either you're competing for my money, and I said this to the other guys, you're competing for the disposable income. Do I spend my money to get a cap, or do I spend my money to stay by the baby? So you're always competing, right? Does it make sense? So you can never say, I'm not competing for anything. But it's also because the problem that you're coming up, you're saying you're solving, already people have got alternatives, they've got options, they've got a way of how to get around. So you're coming up with a solution that says, look, I'm solving this problem. But whether you're solving that problem doesn't mean life stops for the other guys. So people continue to find ways to live. So as an entrepreneur, you've got to also know what are some of the alternatives for the problems that you are trying to solve. So that you understand the spectrum of your competition. Because then you're going to have blind spots and think you're the first one and the only one who does this thing, there's nothing. 2-3 months down the line, you realize people don't want to adopt your solution, your product. They are fine with the difficult option. They are fine with the difficult option. Right? So you've got to be mindful of that. But again, it's not enough. It's not enough if I'm sitting on the other side to tell you all these things. People talk about unique selling propositions. Somebody spoke about what differentiates you during the pitches. And people can't give you a one sentence of what is it that they offer the customer, such that the customer is willing to spend their last cent on you. In one sentence. What is that unique selling proposition? What is that thing that you offer the customer that the customer is willing to say, no, this is worth my money? Because if I'm sitting on the other side, whether to give you a contract or not, I've got to be convinced that this thing is not going to die out tomorrow. And we've had bad experiences. Somebody spoke about a software called DNN, right? And we were told we were the first or the only ones who were having a DNN and whatnot. And we believed that thing. 3 months down the line, we regretted everything. The guys were not answering their phones. The guys were not responding their emails. The people were not. It was just me. And we regretted it. But it's because we didn't check other things. Right? At that time, when we asked them, what is that thing that you're offering us as SAB? We didn't ask that. And in hindsight, we realized, and we asked them, we would have probably identified that these guys, they're not offering us anything new that is already out there in the market. Yeah? So, you will find a lot of entrepreneurs who are also coming and saying, look, I've got a solid value proposition. I can do this thing. The guys love what I do, right? But they don't have a complete view of what is it that they're starting. So I'm obsessed with people understanding, having financial intelligence. I'm obsessed with it. You've got a lot of people, a lot of young entrepreneurs say, I've applied for funding, I'm starting to get funding, I'm starting to do this, I'm starting to do that. But you ask them, okay, fine, how much money are you looking for? No, I'm looking for 50,000. Okay, so if I gave you 50,000 today, will that mean I have 100% of your company now? So no. So what does that mean? Yeah, well, it means 10,000, I'll give you 10%. Okay, cool. So 10%, 50%, 50,000. Are you saying your company is worth 500,000? Because then 10 times 50,000 times 10. Are you saying your company is now worth 500,000? Like, yeah, no, but I'm not saying that. What are you saying? I'm saying, you say you're asking 50,000. I can give you 50,000. But I want to stay in your business. I'm not going to give you 50,000 for my house. Then they say, no, but no, you're being unfair, you can give this money for so long, I'll bring it back. So good. Let's say I give you the money back. I give you the money, you bring it back. Please explain to me what is bringing back. What is bringing back in numbers? What is bringing back in years? What is bringing back in percentages? I want minimum 34% bringing back, excluding the one that I give you. So if I give you 50,000, I want 50,000 times plus 34%.
Excluding VAT.
Excluding VAT. Can you do that? And guys, they don't, no, but I'm not, ish, but now this is difficult. I need to, I normally don't do my finances. I've got an accountant. I see them once in a month. That's the first problem. That is the first problem. Because you're sitting on a company, right? You're sitting on a company, you're coming here, you're selling a service, you're selling a product, you don't even know how much this thing worth. And it doesn't need you to be an accountant for you to know the worth of your company, the value of your company. You know? Now the people that come and say, yeah, but if it's the case of me, knowing the value of my company, it requires me to either have an expensive accountant, or I need to have somebody who's going to advise me and so forth. Hold on right there. When you started this company, how much research did you do? How much of testing of this product did you undertake? Right? Why did you arrive at 10,000 per product, 10 rands per unit, and not 10 rand 53 cents? Because all those things influence how much your company should be valued at, how much business or potential is out there if you've done all of the work. But the guys you find, they're not even aware about that. And just maybe one other, I whisper this to different day guys. When you're at a negotiating table, right, with a client or somebody else who's asking you about numbers, don't give like whole numbers, like 10,000. No, I think it's 10,000. No, I think it's 20,000. No, I think it's 150,000. No, never say anything. That's like easy numbers. If you want to say 150,000, confuse these guys. This thing is 159,879 cents. What? Like, yeah, 159,879. You're like, right to the cent. They're like, yes, this person is done his work. And at that time, we're not doing it. I don't do it. It's awkward. But if you just say, people say, no, round of make it easy for me. Unless if they come back and say, no, make it easy for me. What is this? Can you work with like whole numbers? I'm saying this. Don't tell people that I said this, I said me. Don't tell them I said that. Never have one number, whole number, 150,000, 100,000. That's an easy number. Just confuse everyone until the last cent. Use odd numbers. 8,785 cents for 2 cents. That's the value of my 10% in my business. What? How do you get to the 42 cents? Like, you just round it off. I'm like, hey man, look, we work hard. We know exactly we've got right to the team. We've got right to the team. It's the impression, man, And I think some of the things that we actually look for. But the other problem that a lot of guys have is, they come up with a brilliant solution for a brilliant problem, affect all the other things, they know their unique selling proposition and other things, and then they get creative, right? And it's a trend for a lot of startups. They start, adding other things, doing those. They started off making chairs, and now they are getting more creative. I don't know, that's great, and then making chairs, and then cameras, and beer. My God, so the difference, how do they relate, right? Because at the startup stage, right, unless if you have been running this business for over 12 years, you're sitting at about 47.5 million turnover a year, you really do not have that much of an opportunity, never mind the chance to be exploring other things. So focus and focus and focus. Before you can diversify, you've got to intensify. You have to intensify because you are stretched. You are using limited amount of effort and resources. You don't have the luxury to do two things. So to one thing, be known for that one thing, and then kill it. Mind that until there's no mining to be done underground. And don't be sharp. Because it goes with the company that you have. It goes with what we now know you as. Companies come and we'll do kickstart interviews, and people come there and so my name is so and so. My business, we do PR, we do communications, we do marketing, we do brand, we do events, we do production, and then we do printing of t-shirts and equipment supply. What do you guys do? I don't know, we're specialists in. See, the problem right there is you now have 15 businesses under one business, and you're only a starter. You don't even have enough working capital. You are stretched. You are the CEO, you are the HR manager, you are the lawyer, you are an accountant, you are everything. Now you even want to be the CEO of one company, two companies, three companies, five companies. And then you get surprised when you don't grow. You get surprised. And you start thinking, look, this thing is much difficult. You get a full-time job at SAP. Come and join Matilda. Or take Matilda's job. Right? The guys, Lewin and his partner, so they make big bags. I'm not sure whether you did see this. They make big bags. That's all that they do. They make big bags. Yes. That's all they do. They make big bags. It's odd, eh? They're like, okay, so big bags, cook up dinner. How did the two come about? But big bags, you need them for events, right? You need big bags for events. So that's the concept of additionality. If you are doing other things, they must make sense for the core of your business. Right? So they put together an event and they make sure it's the big bags that are there. Makes sense, yeah? So you want to do that. But if you want to come to the table and you're not even clear yourself, already the no, it's a self-disqualification. Because you're coming up here, you're not even confused yourself. I'm asking you, so you're doing communications and you're also making camera, you're manufacturing cameras. So how do the two work out? You can't even explain it. That's the problem that people have. People can't focus. And I think it's, to some extent, especially for a lot of young entrepreneurs in the country, it's because we're exploring. There's too many things, there's too many opportunities. So we really want to get into these things as much as we can. If you want to do that, let me tell you this. If you want to do that, right, do it very quickly. If it doesn't work, don't hold on to it. Drop it and move on. Don't let this ego to take you down. People who hold on to this business forever. Say, no, this thing, you're passionate about this thing. Dude, this is my everything. But it's not making money, it's not going anywhere. Yeah, I know, but this is my everything, this is everything. Dude, it's not making money, drop this bloody thing. Do other things. So don't let ego, if you want to explore other things, right, to hold you down on older things. So let go of other things, and then continue with some that you know and then right? And never make a mistake of coming to us and saying, you want to create employment, you want to improve the lives of people. I'm telling you that thing. When you say such things, I'm not switch off. I'm like, my brother, look, I'm not running a charity there. We're not looking for NGOs. I expect people to come and say, we're looking to make money. Because that's what it is. Why else would we work 18 hours a day to just create a job? The job doesn't create itself. It needs money to fund it. You need money coming somewhere, a customer paying that money so you can pay your 15 employees. You don't hire people and then make money. You make money and then hire people. That's the sequence. You make money first and then you can hire people, you can donate to NGOs and community. Improve our community safety and contribute to NGOs that do where do we make money? Now what is in the bank balance? What's the bank balance? 492 rand. One time, 2 times. Now you want to donate. What are you donating now? What exactly are you donating? But it's a big problem because, even the biggest guys struggle with this. Because it's a balance, it's a balancing act. There's a lot of guys, if you think about those businesses we were working with from Cape Town, and they were very clear. This guy is saying he was my chooser. So look, we're about making money. We don't care, right? And this is not how much money we're making. We have no intention, absolutely no intention, to donate to any charity organization or anything until we are healthy as a business, because we've got targets. Look, we are not even break even. Now you want to about telling us about what are we doing in your community? We're doing nothing. We're not doing anything. And that's the truth. Because we try to build enough capital base for ourselves to start, giving out and saying no and looking more fresh and easy. But you can't even look fresh when you can't even pay yourself. You pay yourself as you go. And then you want to come back after 2 years and say, look, you're asking for funding. You're asking for funding. Please give us your financial performance of the past 2-3 years. Right? And then you go and work with your accountant very quickly and say, I need this thing for this place that I'm doing. They work with you and blah blah, done, finished, strategy there. Right? And when I ask, so how much money have you been taking out? No, I haven't been taking anything out. So you haven't been taking anything out. So how have you been living as a person? So what do you eat every day? Do you eat off the business? Do you eat off somewhere? No, I just, one day we throw 400,000, 400 rands, buy some, subsistence, some soap, some whatever it is. So where is that in the finances? It's not a big thing. It's not a big thing. Now you want our contact, you want us to trust you with our money, with our investment, when you can't even take care of 400 bucks. Now, it's a huge challenge. It's a big problem that we have with startups, especially young entrepreneurs, because the temptation is high. Temptation is nice, because you're making your own money, you want to do this thing, and look, no one is really going to say to you, don't take that money, because there's nothing that is forcing you to sign a contract to say you've withdrawn this amount of money. But I can tell you right now, the day you go and look for funding elsewhere or investment elsewhere, and none of those things are there, I am telling you, you will always be looking for funding. No one will ever put their money down, either from VCs, venture capitalists, angel investors, or loan. Even banks. Banks are even worse. Just by the way, I can never understand why it's so easy to get a personal loan than to get a business loan. I can never understand that whole thing, guys. Somebody needs to nationalize somebody here. Somebody needs to nationalize somebody. But I think there's a time where, as an entrepreneur, as a youngster, you have to perfect being frugal. So making sure that you know how much money is getting out of business, including the cents, and how much money is getting into the business, out of the business. You have to do that. Because you want to think you're sitting on a 2 million worth of a company, but there's probably 256,000 worth of leakages that nobody knows about in that business. So the amount of money that you withdraw from your bank account every day as you wish, now we go to coffee tonight, you withdraw, you swap your business card, is there a policy in that business that is governing all those things? Right? Will you one day account for all those things the day you start asking for funding? Because when you start asking for funding, I'm going to say, look, I'll give you 1 million for 56%. And you say, yes, I like it, it's actually a good deal. And you go to the negotiating table. I said, okay, fine, I've got my lawyer and accountant. They need to do a due diligence on your company before we can transfer the 1 million. Please give us all your data, all your records and everything else. And you start acting cage. You can can never work. It can never work. So please bear that in mind. But I think I'm done. But before I step off, so a few other things that are worth mentioning, right, is as a business, before you could even grow and be on another level of scale, always understand what are your costs to the last cent, and how does that contribute to your revenue streams and your pricing. A lot of young entrepreneurs, they don't know why they are pricing one unit at 100,000 or 20 rands or 2 cents. Have no idea. So you've got to know those things. Because if you do not know, nobody else will. I can't know if I'm not sitting on the other side. You have to know why you're pricing whatever you are pricing, whatever process, or whatever price it is. But that takes a lot, because until you get to that point, you will have understood what your customers need, right? Because if the customers are not paying, then it's back to square one. So your customers must always be willing to spend that money, because your value proposition is that strong. But it takes a lot of iterations. It takes a lot of iterations. Over time, you continuously are prototyping whatever it is you're offering your customers. Because at some point, somebody is going to say, what? It's worth spending my money on it. And perhaps your estimations, you would have said, my customer is somebody like Octavius, who's driving a donkey cart, who lives in a shack, and all these other things. But then you later realize, actually, that's not my target market. But you can only do that by prototyping and not allowing pride and ego, right, to hold you down to one thing. So if one thing doesn't work, move on. Because that's what startups are. You can't be doing one thing for over 10 years. Okay, if it hasn't grown, into over 15 employees in 3 years' time, then it's about, sell that thing and leave. Sell that thing and leave. Well, the chances are that you're going to be at that stage, you're going to be that stagnant for many, many, many years. And we don't want those kind of entrepreneurs. We want gazelles. The guys who are going to start a company, once it turns 150 million, they sell it at 550 million, and they cash in, they go start another one. They grow it until it's valued at 20 million, they cash it at 60 million, and they go back and start another one. And by the way, as you sell it, you're selling to the likes of Octavius, who just want to be the CEO. Just want perfect things once they started, I can be the CEO. And because you are the special breed, you want to start something all the time. So you start it, drop it, and then come back. And it's very rare, especially in black communities, where you've got young entrepreneurs understand what an exit strategy is. So they want to run one company for the rest of their life. It doesn't work like that, guys. I'll ask you to read a book called The Startup Nation. It talks about Israel. People start a company so they can sell it. That's the exit strategy. Start it. The reason I'm starting this company is so that I can work on it over 2-3 years, sell it, and then come back and start something else. I do not intend on having this company for the rest of my life. If anything, I can sell, a percentage of it and remain a majority shareholder, and then I become a chairman. And somebody comes and continues and be a CEO. I still have a hold of the business, but I don't run the business full time. People who are creative better than me can come and run the business. Speaking of which, you always have to have a strong team around you. This one-man show doesn't work, guys. This one-man show doesn't really work. Because it speaks about how much can you trust you. If it's a one-man show, you disappear, there's nobody else to go to. We're working with somebody, and he's used to work in that company, and that person disappeared, we had nobody else to call. So you always want to have one person working with you, and they have to be a better person than you. Don't be shy. You've got the vision. They get excited by working with you, understanding the vision, and partnering with you. That's all you need. Get somebody that's better than you. Somebody can grow extra mile. Somebody who can do much better things than you can. That's how you grow a business. Get a team behind you. If you can't get a team, get a co-founder. Don't allow pride to stop you. We get too greedy. Say, no, it's my company, it's my company, it's my company. Those things don't work, man. 2 months are better than 1. So when you've got a team around you, you've got a co-founder, you can actually get a co-founder, somebody who complements the kind of person you are, or somebody who shares your vision. Somebody who says, look, I like it. I think we can start a farm. But I know nothing about soil. You're a soil scientist. You do the soil thing. I can come and work around the finance. And we be partners. Leon Pagis is a perfect example. Pagis is the operations person. Leon is the sales person. He just makes it. Pagis should make sure that there's delivery of the sales that we have made. And it's a perfect marriage. Well, yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean. That's what I feel. Well, I hope you have, I think it's okay, yeah. But guys, it's important. When you say to people that have got a team, it says to them, right, you have a level of responsibility, accountability, who can trust you, who can depend on you. But if it's a one-man show, that's a huge challenge. And we see that problem in the creative industry. So let's take Nolana. When she comes up with brilliant ideas, right? We'll take your business, for example. You come up with these brilliant concepts, but you're on a one-man show. If you hit by a bus, God forbid, then nothing happens to the business. Nothing, back to square one. We don't build business that can grow like that. Gotta have a team around you, get a co-founder, make sure you're clear on your unique selling proposition, make sure that you understand the cost and the revenue streams of the business that you've got. Don't allow pride to come and stop you to grow. Right? Makes sense? And I think for me, once you have all those things in place, well, look, entrepreneurship is a very risky space. So there's nothing there's no guarantees. Including everything that I said today, there's no guarantees. So thanks guys.